Miami newspaper runs a pro-Trump ad. Okay, well, whether you like him or not, that's what happened. But with racial slurs. They wanted to make sure this one was accurate, huh? For Axios Miami, the profane pro-Trump political ad in the Miami News-Times featured several uncensored uses of the N-word, displayed a misleading quote from President Biden using the slur in 1985. This is all one ad. It's very gunked up. It's very, if I were doing this, which I wouldn't be, I would say you got to kind of get rid of some of this junk. This ad is not effective, even if you're going to lie in it. Full page, advertorial, you see how they do that? Does not disclose who bought it, but directs readers to a conspiracy-laden website affiliated with Blacks for Trump, local fringe political group whose signs often appear prominently at Donald Trump rallies. The ad ran on the back cover of the New Times, June 13th, the 19th print edition. Copies of the issue remained available in news boxes as of Wednesday. 10 toes down, huh? Miami News-Times publisher Adam Simon tells Axios the ad is unacceptable, and he's changing the weekly's ad review process. Thanks, Simon. Normally, he said staffers, including himself, review ads prior to publication, but in this case, the ad came in past their deadline and Simon did not review it. Not sure I believe you. My spidey sense that. I'm not sure I believe you, Simon. You wanted the money, I think. Label that opinion.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
New Times will no longer take ads so late that they can't be reviewed, he said. Naturally, had I seen it, which I should have, I would not have let it run as is. So then nobody saw it, Simon? Okay. Bottom line is that it was gross and unacceptable oversight by our local leadership, and I take 100% responsibility for allowing that language to run in an ad, Simon told Axios. Again, as of press time here, it's still in boxes, still available. Can somebody grab one? Context of Biden's use of the slur. The ad is taking a well-known Biden speech from 1985 out of context, in which Biden, while serving in the Senate, was quoted verbatim the racial slurs uttered by Louisiana state legislators at William Bradford Reynolds in a hearing, as an example of why Reynolds was unqualified for his nomination to serve as U.S. Deputy Attorney General. Raw story filling in the details, so Biden is quoting here. In the quote in question, Biden pointed out that Bradford's fellow lawmakers had said, quote, "We already have an N mayor. We don't need any more N big shots," as an argument for gerrymandering Louisiana's congressional districts to prevent the election of Black lawmakers, a plan which Reynolds was accused of helping them carry out despite knowing the racial animus behind it. The man behind the ad, Maurice Simonette, the Miami activist who founded Blacks for Trump, told Axios he stood by the ad's claims. Heard a lot of white men quoting people, but when they get to that word, every decent white person says the N-word, he said. The ad features mugshots of Trump and Simonette side by side. Simonette, formerly known as Maurice Woodside, was part of the Black supremacist nation of Yahweh cult, which was accused of plotting 14 murders per the Miami Herald. Simonette, also known as Michael the Black Man, was charged with conspiracy to commit 2 murders, but was later acquitted. Okay. So that's the detail behind this. They took Biden out of context. Some could argue that you could have just, there's real stuff you could have, and if you wanted to make a point, I'm not here to, I'm just saying you didn't even have to do that. He's evolved. This current president has evolved. You thought busing was a good idea? Senator, make it make sense, please. Mike, the Black Man, the Mr. Simon, the public. Oh, it came in late. We just ran it as is. And I'd love to tell people there's no Blacks for Trump. You can call an organization whatever you want, but I'd like to see who's really going in there and who's not getting a check. If that's your passion, be bold with it. But there's no Blacks for Trump. That's my personal opinion. You go ahead, Senator.
Well, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I sometimes I question whether or not we're in 2024. And your point about Biden over the course of his service in this country, yeah, they could just pull out some real stuff. They don't have to make it up. The same with Trump. But the newspaper, I'm glad somebody's taking responsibility. I'm glad Simon is taking responsibility. I'm glad that he has apologized. I agree with you, Sharon. Not so sure if was this just sloppiness on you guys' part, or did you really want the money? Either way, he didn't do what some folks in charge do, which is blame it on the intern. You know, he didn't say the intern did it. So I'm gonna give the brother a little credit for it. This better not happen again.
Deep. He went a little deep with the apology. Unacceptable. This is wrong.
He did. So you know,
you're right.
I can't beat the brother up now over this. He done did all the things that somebody that's in leadership of an organization or a company should do. He took full responsibility. He said it's not going to happen again. He also said that they would put in mechanisms so that they decrease the likelihood that something like this would happen again. For example, not taking ads late. They got to have a firm deadline and cut off that deadline. And he said the buck stops here. So Sharon, you know what? I'm gonna give Brother Simon some credit.
That's why we love you. Because we're really trying to make changes here and not just throw everybody out